Hoatzin is one of the strangest birds in the Amazon basin, living along river edges, oxbow lakes, and flooded forest where branches hang over dark water. At first glance, it looks ancient, with a spiky crest, a long rudder-like tail, and a chunky body that seems built more for clambering than for clean flight. Hoatzins spend their days in thick riverside vegetation, rarely far from cover. That location matters because their safety plan is simple: stay above water, stay close to dense leaves, and keep an easy escape route through tangles where larger hunters struggle to follow. The biggest surprise is the diet. Hoatzins are leaf browsers, calmly stripping tender shoots, young leaves, and buds, then shifting a few steps to the next cluster like a slow forest grazer. They pick carefully, testing soft growth first, because tougher leaves cost more effort and deliver less reward. Leaves create a serious digestion problem for most birds. Plant fibers and chemical defenses are hard to break down quickly, so a typical bird's stomach would pass that meal without extracting much energy. Hoatzin solves it with fermentation. Its enlarged crop and lower esophagus hold the leaf mash, while microbes work on it, releasing usable nutrients over time and producing gases as a byproduct. This system is closer to a slow fermentation chamber than the fast, high-energy digestion most birds rely on. That fermentation has a price: odor. In humid heat, the Hoatzin can carry a sour, barn-like smell that can be noticeable around perches and nesting sites, which is why it is often called the Stinkbird. The smell comes from the gut process and can cling to feathers, especially when birds sit close together. The oversized foregut also affects movement. With less space for large flight muscles and extra weight forward, Hoatzins are not built for long, fast flights. When startled, they usually flap hard for a short burst, land clumsily in nearby branches, and then climb back into a hidden position. Climbing is where the Hoatzin looks most at home. It grips bark with strong feet, uses its beak to steady itself, and steps through vines and twigs with deliberate balance. From a distance, it can seem lazy, but up close it is constantly adjusting for unstable branches and shifting leaves. Hoatzins often live in small groups, lined up along branches above water. They sun, preen, and watch, with a steady rhythm of rough grunts, hisses, and croaks that carry through the vegetation. Group living helps because many eyes spot danger early, and alarm calls spread fast along the riverbank. Nesting is closely tied to water. Hoatzins build simple stick nests in bushes or low trees over flooded ground, often above open water or a gap in the vegetation. That placement reduces some threats, but it also means any mistake can end with a fall. Hoatzin chicks are famous for a survival trick that sounds impossible until you see it. They hatch with functional claws on their wings, and they can use them like extra hands for climbing. When a predator attacks the nest, a chick may drop into the water below, swim or paddle into cover, and then climb back up through vines using those wing claws. As the chick grows, the claws fade, and the adult relies on feet and beak again. Even so, the early advantage can be the difference between a chick surviving its first weeks or not. Near water, a quick drop can be safer than trying to fight or freeze in an exposed nest. Life along the river edge comes with many threats. Snakes can climb, monkeys can reach, and raptors can strike from above if the canopy opens. Hoatzins respond by staying in dense, messy vegetation where sight lines are short and attack angles are limited. Their daily schedule follows the leaf supply. Early and late in the day, they feed more actively, moving from shrub to shrub, while midday can become a quieter time of resting and preening. In the wet season, flooding expands their habitat, and in drier periods they concentrate along persistent waterways. The Hoatzin's appearance is distinctive up close. The face has pale skin and a bright eye that stands out against the darker head, and the crest feathers can lift when the bird is alert. The wings show rich chestnut in darker bands, and the long tail helps with balance on thin branches. Because they feed on leaves, Hoatzins compete less with many other river birds that hunt fish, insects, or fruit. That niche reduces direct food battles, but it also locks them into a habitat that must stay lush and connected. If river edge thickets are cut back, Hoatzins lose both food and hiding cover. People who travel Amazon waterways sometimes spot them easily because they sit in open lines along branches. The birds may watch quietly, then shuffle deeper into the greenery rather than flying far. Their odd smell and slow habits mean they are not always pursued, but habitat change is a bigger pressure than attention. A Hoatzin is not sleek, not fast, and not G.